What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Tide Talk Live from the Providence Brewing Company. It's Saturday, September 7th. We're back home at Providence Brewing to take a closer look at RIFC's Road USL Championship matchup versus the Pittsburgh Brewers. So cozy up, crack a beer, let's dive into this one. Just a reminder, each episode is available on YouTube, and if you're watching now, please take a second to subscribe to the channel and click the like button on this video. You can also find us on your favorite podcast applications like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you listen on one of those, we'd really appreciate it if you leave us a 5-star rating and a short review, as that helps more people find our podcast. If you're not already using the RFC Club Collector app, click the link in this episode description to get on that site and go into the code TIDETALK, all one word, to get a free pack today to add to your collection. I'm your host, Matt, and I've got a full table today. I've got my bald-headed bourbon, Ryan. Ryan, how you doing, my friend?
Very good, man. Always nice to be back at Providence Brewing.
Always good beer, good times, and hopefully a good match to watch. And we've also got Kevin, a.k.a. Fluffy Ball Boy in the house. Kevin.
What's going on, everybody? Happy to be here.
Awesome. So we're going to do our typical pregame show. We'll take a closer look. We've got a couple new segments in the house. So we'll dive into some playoff predictions, and we'll preview this matchup with Pittsburgh that we got coming up.
Perfect. So I think basically every single person here knows what Tide Talk is, but if you don't, Tide Talk is an independent partnership among Rhode Island FC fans and content creators. We have multiple shows per week, also multiple blogs per week, previewing the upcoming match, talking about it post-match, and even getting together on the Call Hog Corner, which we have the Fluffy Call Hog Boy himself with us tonight. So we're very, very excited there. So for those of you who have come to the show before, Matt and I have given our spiel about how we got into RIFC, but we haven't heard it from Kevin on the live show, so let's get him involved here.
Up the Tide, baby.
Up the Tide. Yeah, so I've been obsessed with Rhode Island FC long before it was Rhode Island FC. It was just pro soccer to Rhode Island. Probably in January or December of 2020, right around that time. My wife and I had just bought a spot in Pawtucket in Fairlawn neighborhood, and word came out that Rhode Island was going to get a pro soccer team, and I was all over it. I had created a Twitter account solely to follow the news of the team, and as things progressed, I got more heavily involved, and now, as everyone knows, every Monday night at 9 p.m. I host a Twitter space called the Co-op Corner, and since then it's just been wonderful. So.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Kevin.
Awesome. So taking a step into, where are we going? Yep, so looking at Rhode Island FC's season so far, so it seems like every time we come here, Matt, we're just higher and higher up in the rankings. So we are just gotta keep doing this. So Rhode Island FC now sits in 5th place in the Eastern Conference of the USL Championship. Form currently is loss, win, draw, win. The team has been really, again, climbing the ladder as we've gone up so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Some key stats for this RIFC team: we've scored 39 goals while only giving up 33. So that positive goal differential has come of late as we really started to outscore teams. As you mentioned, 5th place in the USL Championship and 5th place in goals per match, and that's really been a tribute to the late stretch and run form that this team has been in.
Yeah, so Matt, actually, quickly on that, I wanted to dive a little deeper into that.
Sure.
So actually, Rhode Island FC, I said they're in pretty good form. They actually only have one loss in their past 13 matches.
Pretty well the way we started, right?
Unbelievable, yeah. And this all, again, we talk about this Detroit match, this kind of turning point in the season. That's all really from there. So since that match, only Louisville have picked up more points than Rhode Island FC at 27 versus Rhode Island.
We battered them twice.
Exactly, yeah, it's fine. I hope we don't see them in the playoffs just because they're probably going to be in the first seed. But we have scored the 3rd most goals per game in the league since that date and conceded the 7th least goals per match. So, obviously these stats are for the whole season, but from that stretch, Detroit on, it's been pretty incredible from the team.
Right. I would say the only, question mark is we are currently 11th in the USL Championship in goals conceded per match. So the defense still seems to be a question mark, although we did bring in Morris from Minnesota. So he's kind of a wild card, I think, that can settle things down across the back line for the playoff run.
So the players to watch tonight, tonight's match against the Riverhounds, we got Jack P. Jack P.02 back on loan from the New England Revolution. He came back, his first game back with us was last week against the slaughter that we performed on Birmingham Legion. And also we have Clay Holstad, who is my favorite player. He's definitely the fastest player on the pitch for Rhode Island FC. He's a utility guy. He can make things happen from outside the 18 with those 2% shots, right, Ryan? And
Covers the most ground.
yeah, he definitely covers the most ground. And then, of course, you can't forget Koke Vegas, who is Lord of the Tides for the month of August. 5 clean sheets this season. We're in good form. Koke looks great.
And we've got a lot of Koke jerseys now.
I know, a lot of purple here.
We do have a lot of lavender in Providence Brewing tonight, so nice jerseys.
So Kevin, I know I forced these 3 picks on you. Do you have a pick that I did not write for you?
Yeah, I would have changed it up a little bit. Obviously, you have to mention Koke, right? Because he was Lord of the Tides the month of August. But I definitely would have went with. I also would have said Clay. I also would have said Jack because he kind of unlocks the offense for us. He does things differently than anyone else on the pitch can do for Rhode Island for sure. But I would definitely mention JJ Williams. JJ Williams on the pitch for Rhode Island FC is a game changer. His hold-up play, his aerial duel win percentage, he is a garbage man for Rhode Island FC up the field, and I think that we're going to see JJ Williams put one in the back of the net tonight for sure.
I like that.
Love that. So, folks, we're going to do something a little different tonight. Again, I know we've had a lot of the same audience here. So,
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, we really
appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we mentioned that Rhode Island FC is currently in 5th, and for those of you who know or don't know, the top 8 make the playoffs, the top 4 get a home playoff match. So we're going to do a little playoff prophecy here, and I teased this out to a few of you. So we're going to play a game. So basically, we're going to go through the next 8 games, the remaining ones. We're going to give our win, loss, draw, no score predictions, no nothing like that. But we also want to hear yours from the crowd. At the end of this, we'll tally up the points, and we'll kind of have that final number, and then we're going to guess where that sets us out in the playoffs. So this isn't as fancy as something that I know Timmy's working on in the background to kind of get a little bit deeper at this, but yeah, hopefully we're going to have a little fun here. So, folks, you'll be surprised to hear the first one we're going to talk about is Pittsburgh versus Rhode Island FC. Pittsburgh currently on an undefeated run of their own, a lot of draws with a win. Rhode Island FC, their form's going to stay the same. I'm not going to mention it every single time, but currently in a bit of a mixed bag. 1 loss, though, in their past 13. Matt, what do you got?
I got a 1-all draw tonight, so I'm going 1 point on the group there, so I know you can update your Excel sheet there.
I do have an Excel sheet. We're making this easy. Did you guys really want me doing math up here live? It would have been atrocious.
True.
Kevin, what do you got?
So I have to stick with what I put in the Discord. So I'm going to say this is a W, 2-1 victory for Rhode Island FC.
Perfect. So I got a 1-0 Rhode Island FC victory. We already had score predictions at the end, but you kind of just heard them here, folks. So audience, what do you guys think?
We'll start with.
We're just getting a consensus audience.
All right. We got a win. Thumbs up for a win. Sideways draw. Down for a loss.
All right, we got 3 points.
We got a win. 3
All right.
points.
Alrighty, folks. So next up, Rhode Island is traveling across the country to a 9th place in the western side of the bracket, Orange County. As you will see, they're in a horrific run of form right now with 4 losses and a draw in their last 5. You'll be shocked to hear I'm going to go with 3 points here. Matt, how about you?
The cross-country travel is the only thing that worries
Yep.
me on this one, and it's a stupid late game for our time and our boys, but I'm going to go with 3 points. I think we can get it done just because, like you said, their run of form is pretty horrific.
It's a trap. It's a long flight out there. This team is due for performance. I'm going to go draw.
Okay.
Even with that like shitty kind of like copying the Adidas logo at the top of their badge, like
It's not good.
it's not good, man.
It's not good.
It's thumbs up, sideways, down. What do we got for the Orange County away? I see some ups. I think it's consensus draw.
I'm seeing draw, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Are you guys worried that they don't fly Breeze out there? Like, we don't know if it goes to Orange County.
I
It'll
don't
be
think Breeze
it'll be a
goes to
different
Orange
plane. It's okay.
We want the team to make it there, right?
Yes. All right. Let's not slander the team sponsor, everybody. All right, next up, we have a a home match against Tulsa. They are in 8th place in the Western Conference. They are draw, loss, win, loss going into this one. Kevin, how do you see it at home?
This has to be a win because we're at home. They're doing a lot of promotion for this. I think this is not only the youth soccer night, but the Noche Latina night. This is going to be a W. It has to be all 3.
Yeah, there is a rumor that there are less than 500 tickets left for this match, so if you did want to come, definitely make sure you get those soon. It should be a really fun night for everybody. Matt, what do you got?
I'm going win. What is their badge? Is it like a bird having a?
I kind of love their badge, I'll be honest with you.
I don't. What's wrong with that bird?
It kind of looks like if you're Portuguese, it kind of looks like The Holy Ghost.
He's getting pushed back there from Providence Brewing Company.
We need Andrew Quadros. You're in the chat. Please weigh in on that.
I'm going 3 points.
Cool. I'm also going 3 points here, which I am now getting nervous that I keep doing that. Audience, how do we feel? Thumbs up, thumbs down, tie. We got multiple thumbs up.
Yeah, like pretty much all thumbs up. So good.
All right. Not confident? All right. Next up, Rhode Island then go back on the road towards the West Coast. They're playing the San Antonio, I don't know their actual, San Antonio FC, ninth place in the Western Conference. Loss, draw, win, loss, draw in their last 5. I'm going to keep it rolling. I think we're gonna tear a couple in a row and 3 points here again.
Why did they try to copy the San Antonio Spurs with this badge? What is this?
I could see them trying to lean.
Yep, you took it out of that say.
I think this one's a little bit more of a trap than the Orange County one. They're mediocre. Orange County sucks. So I'm going to go tie on this one. I'm going 1 point.
All 3. There's not a chance we don't go down to San Antonio and not win this game.
So Matt, actually, this is fun. So you now have predicted 2 draws in these next 4, which would actually have us. But it would have us. We'd have the Draw Kings title officially. So
there we go.
That's a nice little side project we're working on. So good for the team. What do we got from the crowd? Thumbs up, thumbs down, across, down. Who invited you?
I would say mostly up, but we got a few sideways. I think the crowd's going 3 points.
3, okay.
All right.
The crowd seems to be following the advice of the guy in the middle.
It's fair. It's fair.
Except for the guy with the UMAD bro shirt on, but I'll let our listeners figure out who that is.
Alrighty, friends. Next up, we have a home match, and I think this one is going to be probably one of the really key matches for the remainder of the season. We welcome the 3rd place in the USL Eastern Championship, the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They're on a weird run of form right now. Draw, loss, win. But for those of you who have been following all year, you will remember this as the match where Rhode Island FC just got absolutely destroyed. Amanda, that's when we watched that moniker where the bartender asked if we wanted to turn it off halfway through.
It was the first night I met Natsuki. I watched it at the German club.
There you go. So sounds like a lot of nice memories off the pitch, not a lot of good ones on. Kevin, where do you see this one netting out?
Well, just go back real quick to the game. It was an excellent first half by Rhode Island FC, and the second half was probably the worst they played all season. This is a difficult one. I'm gonna go draw to be safe here, but I'm leaning heavily towards more to a 3-point thing, but I'm gonna say draw to be safe.
It's like 1.8 points.
Yeah.
I can't give you that, but I will mentally mark that one.
Thank you.
Yes. Matt, what do you got for us?
This game wasn't as good as you remember. You might have had a lot of beer that night. This was the Jackson Lee long ball over the top that led to a goal, and it's kind of a fortuitous bounce that really led to that goal. We played pretty shitty outside of that first half goal that led it tied. This one's a loss, guys. I'm sorry. It's a loss.
Nope, he's got it wrong.
We'll see if you get welcomed into the stands that match. Audience, what do we got? Thumbs up, thumbs down in the middle.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think the draw takes it.
I think the draw.
The draw takes it. Which further cements the Draw Kings. So
Yeah.
proud.
That's right,
All
that's
cool.
right,
Yeah, we now would have gotten it, yep. All right, next up, we have a familiar face. We are playing Loudoun again. I know we just played them. Pretty incredible how the schedule worked out here. Some of these teams like Pittsburgh and Tampa we haven't played in 6 months. We are playing Loudoun twice in a couple weeks. Pretty insane. Loudoun are currently in 8th place, so they are really clinging on to that last playoff spot. They are loss, win, draw, loss here. Folks, how do we see that playing out? Let's get audience first this time.
Loudoun, home.
Loudoun home.
3 points.
3 points. That's 3 points. 3 points is staying.
Good.
Matt, what do you got for us?
Oh, 3 points all the way. This team sucks.
They do.
We just laid an egg that night.
Yep.
I'm going 3 points. I hate the Pegasus logo too. My son is Zach Ryan. Zach Ryan missed a penalty, so I love that. He did not like that. A little bit, I guess, but they're losing. Loudon's losing. We're taking all 3, dude.
Kev, let me hear you.
Yeah, I watched this team play last night against Louisville. Absolute hammered dog shit.
Toothless.
Gutless performance last night. I think a gutless performance against Rhode Island FC. Last time out, there's no way we don't get all 3.
I'm also going all 3. I think the Loudoun match, we should have won that one, even though we barely showed up that one. I think the boys will have it in them that night to bring those 3 points and keep them
It's
at
home.
burn. It's at home. It's one of our last 2 home matches this season. It should be a really fun time for everybody. All right, folks, we are on our final 2 matches here. So we have probably, again, one of the two biggest ones left. We are going to Charleston. Lovely place, but a pretty tough soccer team to play against. They are in second place in the USL Championship. They've kind of been there all season. They are win-win, loss, win, draw. Some of you will remember our first match against them as the most miserable weather event in the history of my soccer watching experience. Shout out to all of us who stayed there that night. That was insane.
Sunny and 80 degrees.
Yeah. So let's see. Kevin, what do you got for us?
This is gonna be a loss for sure. This has all of the writing on the wall to be a loss, and it's the only loss I'm calling this entire thing. So hopefully I'm right.
All right, Matt, what do you got?
This is our second last game of the season.
Second to last, yep.
So I think Charleston's going to be in an interesting place here. I think they're going to have second place locked up. Louisville's going to have first place totally locked up, and then they're going to want to rest some people. And I see RFC going in there and actually getting a win, getting all 3 points.
Woo! All right, that's fun. I have similar feelings on this. That I do think it's going to be a bit of a.
It's a throwaway game for them.
It's a very chill game for them. I think they can kind of do whatever they want. They're going to be looking at the playoffs and at that second seed that they are going to have. I have us having a draw there. I think it's going to be. I think it's actually going to be an interesting game. They Charleston plays in a way that actually benefits the way that we've been winning. They want a lot of the ball, whereas we don't want it. I think tonight's going to be the opposite problem, where Pittsburgh does not want to have the ball, and neither do we. So it's going to be interesting. But I do have us scraping a tie there. So, audience, what do we think? Matt did not say draw.
We got a lot of draw in there. I can't count. I'm a gym teacher, so I'm gonna let you nerds figure this out.
3 losses, 2 draws.
We're gonna go loss, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Takes by 1. Loss takes by 1.
All right, folks, and finally, I think this might be the easiest one on the menu here. We are hosting to end the season Miami. Miami is 12th place in the USL Eastern Conference. I think they have 12 points on the year.
It's a trap.
It is a trap. It is loss, loss, win, loss. It is supporters night, supporter appreciation night at Burns Stadium. There's a lot of rumors that it's going to be an incredible night for fans, especially season ticket holders who have been there. I have no other info than that, but that makes me excited. For fans by fans, it's a movement. Kevin, what do you got?
My wife, who's in the crowd tonight, is trying to get me to go to Salem and not see the last game of the season.
Salem.
So everyone here
Which
give her a really
Salem?
hard time. Salem.
It's Salem, New Hampshire.
Why the hell would we go to Salem, New Hampshire in October?
Witches, man. Witches.
Foliage.
No, you're out of your damn mind. Anyhow, I will be in attendance. She's going to lose that battle. And we are going to get all 3 because this team is absolutely pathetic.
Matt, what do we got here?
I will say, Kevin, if you need a tonight, I'm here for you. I'll help you out there. I think this one is a bit of a trap, but
You guys are overthinking this.
Yeah, the positive thing I can see here is we might still have home fields in the playoffs
Yes.
to play for on this one. What's his name? Frankie Rodriguez there is going to give us all kinds of problems like he did. This was another team that when we went down to Miami gave us all kinds of fits, and I think a lot of Rhode Island FC supporters thought we were going to go and Mr. Worldwide and Pitbull them down there. The new naming rights sponsor. But I think this team has a lot to prove. They've been shitty all season. But I still think with something left on the table, I'm going a long way here. I'm sorry, I'm going the roundabout way. Salem, New Hampshire, back to Providence Brewing, via Salem, Mass. Rhode Island FC takes all 3 points for the big part.
So I'm not going to overthink the absolute worst team in the league coming to us at the end of the season with, I do think, us having to win to get the home playoff battle. We are going to win this one. Folks, what do we think in the audience? Thank you all for not overthinking it as well.
That was the only unanimous one of it all, right?
What was that?
Was that the only unanimous problem on that?
I think so.
Good job, guys.
So I'll be honest, I'm looking at this now. I hate mine in aggregate, but it's fun as a whole. So, folks, this netted out at Matt, 54 points, me, 57, and not losing the rest of the way. It's insane. Kevin has 54, and the audience at 54. So now we have to say, where does that net us out in the standings? Are we hosting a home playoff game?
Well, first, I want to say that you have 57 because you're overly optimistic about everything.
It's true. It's my default setting, yes.
And I also want to say that me and Matt's only real difference is we split. You called the L at Tampa against Tampa at home.
Charleston away.
And I took the L at Charleston away. So that will be interesting. I think
some would say I'm the only one who believes in Rhode Island FC.
That's horseshit. I think it's difficult because I think Detroit is really going to play well down the stretch too. I think we kind of fall where we sit right now. I'm going to go ahead and say that we don't have a home playoff game. And I bring it back to the midweek game against Indy where we screwed the
Oh,
pooch.
my take.
And we made 6 changes on the night to get ready for the Hartford Derby game. So that's going to come back to bite us for sure.
So you know what's funny about that? I actually have a take about that. So I was really, we did a show at that. Matt and I both were super angry about it. So far, looking at it, that's the only loss we've had in 13 matches. To be clear, I think strategically it was terrible, but it might end up in the end of things looking okay. We don't have to talk too much about that. Matt, where do you have us in these final standings?
I can just copy and paste everything Kevin just said there. And you guys know if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me, if you listen to the podcast at all, I say the same thing, that Indy throwaway midweek match sucked, pissed me off. The club prioritized the Hartford Derby, unrightfully so in my opinion, because that Hartford team, as we know, is hot garbage. Maybe not even hot garbage, even cold garbage. But I think they incorrectly prioritized that, and I think it's going to cost us a home playoff spot. So I'm going 5th.
So math is math, folks. We can be mad about the Indy match. Being in 54 to 57 point range, I do think that does get us into the 4th spot. As much as we don't agree with that, I think
3 points is the big difference, though, Ron.
I don't blame you, but I also think if we only lose one time, which you guys have us the rest of the way, I think both Detroit, Indy, even Tampa have a much harder run than us moving along the way. So I see them dropping more points than us.
We didn't talk about the other teams right in their schedules.
It's fair. It's
a moot point.
All right, audience, where do you guys have
Decorum,
us?
decorum.
Decorum, yes, decorum. 5th, what do we got?
We got a 5th. What place are we finishing? We got a 4th from Tie Talk Blogger Timmy. We got a couple of 4ths, a lot of 4s in here.
Tie Talk Blogger's no ball, so we should
Another 5,
remember that.
mostly 4s. I would say 4 takes it, Ryan.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
You guys
So
are
4 to
right.
8.
Kevin and I are wrong.
Awesome, folks. So yeah, thank you guys for participating in our interactive portion of the evening. We'll see where this all gets out. Maybe we'll do a longer version of this where we do look at all the surrounding matches as we get to the really final games here. But
And also, Ryan, we got our boy and blogger Andrew Quadros in the chat. He's predicting a 4th, and he says that I think they'll be in great forms leading into the playoff. And pretty sure Matt is rooting against the 4th place finish just so he can rail on the Indy game some more.
That's fair.
Andrew Quadros, again, another blogger who knows ball.
You know what, Kevin? Get it.
We're not cheering to 5th place. What is this? Alrighty, folks. So now we are going to turn our attention to the match that is starting in a few minutes. So we are going to skedaddle through this quick. So Pittsburgh, we're skedaddling, folks. Pittsburgh does sit in 9th place in the USL Championship Eastern Conference. They actually are undefeated in their past 9 matches, but it's been a ton of draws. They are a team that, as you can see, are 16th in the USL Championship in goals per match, but they are 2nd in goals conceded. So a very, very tough nut to crack, but they cannot score a goal to save their life.
Yeah, right on. They have given up 27 goals. Scored 27 goals, given up 25. 16th in the USL Championship in goals per match currently, and 2nd in USL Championship goals conceded per match. So they are, like Ryan said, talking about the crack. And speaking of nuts, I'm going to hand it to Kevin, who will talk about one of their players to watch.
Love me some nuts. Hey, so players to watch for the Pittsburgh Browns. We're going to start with Eric Dick. He's their goalkeeper. Pittsburgh's stingy. They don't let a lot of goals in. When he came to Rhode Island, he played really well. So I would watch out for him because we're going to need to put a lot on target to get some past him. And then I would say in the midfield, Danny Griffin. He's a product of Providence College, and he can definitely create chances. He's the 2nd highest foul mob rating on the entire team. And then Edward Kizza at forward, he is a product of the New England Revolution, so I wouldn't expect him to do anything. But he is a player to watch because he's up top, and we're playing a game here, so.
Could you help us get donuts?
Yeah, he probably help us get donuts for sure. Also, I'm sorry, I know we're trying to move this along, but I know most of you here know Evan Ryan and or Terminator on Megatron. He seems to think that there's nobody to watch that's worthy on this team, so. Everyone pay close attention to this game. If anything weird happens, we can all bash on Evan.
Well, I would say one thing that is interesting is this week they did sign a player on loan, an attacker.
And he's starting.
He's starting tonight, so we'll be very interested to see his impact. Shout out to Paul Lee, who DM'd me that news. That was very cool.
I talked account. Love Paul. Hopefully Paul had a great time in Paris with the Paralympics.
Yeah. Merci, Paul. So as we... Cool.
Brian is French, by the way.
I am a quarter French.
We have a on the back end.
Cool. So quickly looking at the last match, there is not much to talk about here. Matt, if you want to bring us through this one quick.
Yeah, so this was a 0-0 draw. Jackson Lee got the man of the match with an 8.4 on Fatma with 3 saves. Pittsburgh actually had a higher XG than us with 1.54 and 1.37, while we outpossessed them 60% to 40%. 12 shots, 10 shots, 2 big chances for Pittsburgh, 2-1 for RFC. The pass accuracy, we were much better, 79% to 67 for the Riverhounds. Field tilt was in favor of Pittsburgh. I know Ryan will be very sad by that.
Calculated that
We
myself.
committed 18 balls. We were Hack City. I was actually watching this on a Pregame bus to Disney, so it was pretty miserable on my phone with spotty connection. Just a pretty boring game. So I guess if you're gonna watch a game on your cell phone, this was the one to have watched.
Perfect. So now we get to the most fun portion of the evening for everybody. We get to talk about our club collector. Well, actually, wait. So we're going to go to the starting lineup first because that would make a lot of sense before the club collector moment. Kevin, you want to bring us through who's starting for Rhode Island FC?
Yeah, so obviously we have our captain, Pregame Vegas, in the net, and much of the same of what we've seen all season. You're going to have Tarifa Yao, Grant Solomon, and Morris Duggan in the back. You're going to have Jack Payne-O2, Stephen Turnbull, Clay Holstead, and Noah Fuson, who's going to be going out wide for Joe J. Pizarro, who's out on international duty with Rwanda.
Left wing back Noah
That's
tonight.
right. Also Clay Holstead in the middle with Mark Ibarra. And then up top, you're going to have Poacher Chico and J.J. Williams with hold-up play and winning all of their duels. So it's kind of exactly what we thought. We were wondering what was going to happen with Joe Jaya out on international duty. They're pushing Noah out wide, and we've seen him be successful there early in the season. This will be very interesting for us.
Right on.
Absolutely. So now moving back to our club collector lineup. So Matt, if you want to bring us through club collector.
Right, so if you have not used the RFC Club Collector, and I know we have a few converts in the back who have joined the Club Collector app. I know a lot of people in here are fiends with the Club Collector app. You go into that code, Tie Talk Live, all one word. It's going to give you 3 basic packs, 1 Tie Talk pack, 1 Tie Talk Live pack, 1 Rare Plus pack, 1 Limited Basic pack, and the code expires in 72 hours. So I know your son's playing now, so you got to get him on. If you use the Tie Talk Live code too, all right, so
you got it.
We're good. My son plays, my wife plays now. It's like competitive. We all open our packs in the morning. It's absolutely crazy. Craig does a great job of this. So it's another awesome piece of content creation within the RFC community.
Cool. Matt, so who are you starting tonight?
So my starting 3 tonight, I went with Chico. I think Chico's going to get on the goal sheet.
Little homecoming?
Yeah, it's a homecoming. I also wanted to go Ibarra with the homecoming, but I backed out of it last minute. I went Turnbull. I think Turnbull's going to be really good on the edge tonight. And then I also went with Jack P. I think, like you said, this Pittsburgh team's a tough nut to crack. Bringing a locksmith, it's Jack Penny-O2. He's going to get an assist tonight.
Kevin, what do you got for us?
This is the easy one for me. I got Jack P. He unlocks a lot of the offense for us. He's also listed as my captain. I have J.J. Williams, obviously, because
I also captain Jack.
You did captain Jack?
I captain Jack.
Nice. I have J.J. Williams, who's going to put one in the back of the net tonight and make Evan shut his mouth yet again. And then Chico.
Perfect. So I have Morris Duggan at the back. He is my captain, mostly just because I only have him as a common. So I want that 30% boost there. I think he's going to dictate a lot of play tonight from the back there. I think he also is just going to be very pivotal in the duel and helping us kind of dictate the field position battle there. Next up, I have Jack P. We're going to have a lot of the ball tonight. Pittsburgh does absolutely not want it, so someone's going to have to unlock that defense, and I think he's going to be the one to do it. And finally, I did my where is Noah slides. The whole summary of that was, I think he's a little bit more impactful. Yeah, whatever. But he was more impactful on the wing, and I think him being at wing back tonight is going to be pretty incredible for this team. So I could see Noah having a big
I like
night
that
for us.
shout. I think it's either Noah or Turnbull that has a big night.
Yep. Perfect, folks. So we're going to mix it up. So we are going to score predictions now, but with your score prediction, we also want to hear your RIFC in 3 as to why. So this is called combining segments, folks. Matt, do you have one to kick us off?
I got 1-1 for my score prediction, and I'm going to go with my RFC 3 as Jack to Chico.
It's going to be 2-1 Rhode Island FC, and my RFC in 3 is Evan is wrong.
My RFC, my score prediction is 1-0 RIFC. My RFC in 3 is keep it clean. Pittsburgh is a team that they don't do much in open play. They have very, very low XG even across open run. But they actually have 6 goals off set pieces in this unbeaten run, and they also have 3 goals off penalties in this unbeaten run. So if we keep it clean, I think we will put ourselves in a great position to win. Folks, anyone in the audience have a score prediction plus an RFC 3? I know Timmy's cooking one up. I can see it.
What do you got, Tim? 3-2, a lot of goals.
God damn! RFC in 3 is a Y? You can just say Y. That's incredible.
Timmy might be on his 9th bear. I don't know.
I think someone's going to get an early goal. Game opens up.
That's what we talked about with the Mongols podcast. Early goal could really, really change this one. Any other goal predictions out there? What do you got? 2-0 RFC. All right, like that.
Matt Hand, stop being coy. Let's go.
1-0 RFC.
All right.
And I already knew that because Matt Hand writes an incredible preview blog where he talks about all these things. So
Really?
check those out on TideTalkRI.com. All right, folks. So we don't really have much time. Anyone have any questions? Any Q&A here?
I will also jump to the chat. So if you are watching and you have not gotten your score prediction in, Andrew Quadros has a 2-0 RFC win with an RFC in 3 as up the JJ. And I'm looking at you, Kevin. Sorry, Evan. Wow. Sorry, I mean, that's bad. Might have been a Sambuca you saw me. Scott, aka RIFC UK, our Wales correspondent, has a 2-0 RIFC win with a Jack P brace.
You know what's fun about that? Because remember when we talked, so I use Matt's children to go down to the field after the match and talk to the players. Jack P, we after the match, so Jack missed, I didn't even realize at the time, a completely open goal.
Second touch return.
Yes, but so Matt and I were like, oh man, tough that he didn't score that one. And he goes, yeah, I bury those all the time.
Very confident.
He was not wavering at all. So I actually love the Jack P brace shout because he's a confident short man.
Yeah. And if you consider yourself
Short king,
like
would you
short
say?
or like mediocre as far as vertically challenged or not, go to the field and stand next to Jack P post match. Kevin, like you're still going to be shorter than him, but you might feel a little bit better.
I'll take you in the effing chance.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, it's kind of tough though because you like Amos will walk by and like Jack P and you feel kind of good, and then JJ walks by and you're just like, yeah, it's not good.
Connor, like those guys.
Yeah. All right, folks. So thank you all, as always, for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. Big shout out to Providence Brewing. This is our 3rd live show here. We absolutely love coming here. It is an honor to partner with them on this, and couldn't be happier. Please, everybody, make sure you tip your bartenders, and hope you all enjoy the match.
Thank God ESPN always starts around 7:10, so we still have about 2 or 3 minutes to spare. But Kevin, this is your first live show joining us. How do you feel going through this one?
I like hearing myself talk, so it's fantastic. If I was going to add anything else, it would be up the tide. I'd add another word in there, but my hand's prosecuted.
Thank you for that. But that'll wrap things up for this one. Remember, Tide Talk is more than just a podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for daily social media content. Click the link in this episode description to follow all of our accounts. I've been hosting Matt for my good friend Ryan and for Kevin. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging with us at Providence Brewing. Thank you all. Hopefully you get the beers flowing. This one's about to start. Hopefully we're talking RIFC picking up 3 points after this one. So thank you again for Providence Brewing for hosting us. Tip your bartenders. We'll see you next time. And as always, up the tide.
Up the tide.